Greetings, mortals. I am Nathas, the ruler of the underworld, and today we'll be reacting to the newest chapter of Four Knights of the Apocalypse, chapter 96, titled Battle City. Is that a Yu-Gi-Oh reference? Well, it's not pure Yu-Gi-Oh, but it's very close to it, well, similar to Yu-Gi-Oh in a way. But yeah, anyways, this is a very short chapter, well, a more battle-focused chapter, as the title implies. So I don't think it's gonna take too long, but to be fair with my track, I could probably take like 30 minutes. So anyways, let's get into this chapter. And then we have saying a preemptive strike from the Knights of the Chaos. How will the four Knights of the Apocalypse fare? Relatively well, honestly. Like, not no damage, but all things considered, could have been way, way, way easier. That's all I'm gonna say. So, anyways, we also have the first page where we see like our kind of antagonist of the arc, as we have Alone there, like a full body view of her, as then we also have Mock Duff or Mock Buff, as well as Stanek there. So yeah. Anyways, let's get into this as we continue from the last chapter. As we have Tenek just approaching her, just casually walking there. She's like, "Well, aren't you a pair of cheeky, darling little girls, looking like you've never known a man with even with your sexy bodies?" So yeah, I guess even she acknowledges that as well. Although to be fair, I mean they're only 16 and well overdeveloped 16-year-olds, but still. And funny enough, they do get some game, well, Anne gets it from Percival, who's more clueless than anything else, but whatever. Although I am kind of curious why she's striking them. Like, she makes no comments about them being four knights of the apocalypse, or even the fact that boy Percival being it. But I'm assuming she does now. And then we have Isolde Talik saying, "What's this lady even saying?" Which is true. I guess she's commenting about stuff that really don't matter. Like, I don't know why she's focused on that stuff as much as she is. And then we see her even more walking, and she's then like. And also, I'm thinking that her shoes right now seem to be actively having skulls on them, which is kind of funny because I didn't think that such a level of clothing could exist. Well, not clothing, I guess shoes could exist. I mean, just saying. But this seems more like a modern thing. As they were telling them, "You're totally worth killing." I guess Tenek is a little jealous or something. And as we see, also we had an underwear shot of her. As I thought this would be. Although I kind of find they actually do have a meat show up so quickly, since usually you don't have. It's really acknowledged in series how short skirts some of these girls wear. And then we have Jade staring, and you even have like a stare. As they have is Tenek immediately noticing that, and then she like immediately grabs her skirt to pull it down and covers it, and she's completely bashful. I guess despite how she says, "Oh, they don't even know a man," she herself isn't exactly the most open, but she's quite bashful. And then she screams to Jade, "Hey, you stuck-up brat! Don't look at strangers' glamorous body like you want to run your tongue all over it." Kind of funny, she got that leap. The point that Jade even like fell off it. What was your thought process there, lady? And then I saw her look at Jade like, "Jade, how could you?" We're talking like this comedy routine here. Like, is something I expected to be more with Mandak and Tag to be more comedy. So it's nice to see them. I was at least partially correct on that. And then have Jade coming back up and she screams to her like, "Shut up, you self-conscious old hack," which is kind of weird since Tag generally looks like just a. Honestly, I want to say that she just looks like a Donnie's older sister. Like, it's not exactly the same, but that's kind of what she resembles. In all honesty, I mean, granted, it's like maybe I'm remember designs a bit differently, but I do think like early series Donnie did look, similar to her. So I'm curious why she'd be called an old hack. Like, she's not even like she even looks younger than Elizabeth. And Elizabeth and Joker are like in their 30s. So unless if she's a character who looks like 10 times younger than she's actually supposed to be, I don't really know what's the deal there. Or maybe it's like a thing about her voice, the way she speaks. because or something. But yeah, anyways, there, Jade was like, I was taking a look at your weapon. Which one? She has three of them pretty open. Anyways, then we have Jay being a logical here. It's like it's a longbow. As long as we close the distance, it'll be no different from taking you out. So yeah, referring to a weapon, which is just true. Although funny enough, it seems like she's the one who's closing the distance there with you guys. Just like she seems to be still walking ahead of you, even though she was literally just scared a few seconds ago. As there we have Jade also saying, on top of that, it looks like an arrow you missed us with was your only one. Alright, legitimate Jade, that's a stupid thing to note. I mean, I get it. Like in real world, that would be a thing, but this is a magical world, and it's an assassin of chaos. I would assume that like magical bows that have endless arrows, if you just like do the motion, would be more than enough. Would be more of a common conclusion, or at least our own magic being relegated to it. Like you don't know, so I do kind of feel that's like a bit you kind of jump into conclusions there, Jade. As then we get Tech panel that again makes me wonder if she's really supposed to be old. As she has a bit of a smirk, and she's like, well, she has a big smirk, and she's like, "You thought that was an arrow?" And she's like, "Wait, what do you mean that was an arrow?" As then we have Isolde scream like, "Yeah!" And then we see a snake that was shot in the wall in the last chapter, biting onto Isolde's leg, and I'm pretty sure this confirms that Isolde is only wearing underwear. Where below that we address skirt, because that is way too one to her ass to be to have anything underneath it. But yeah, anyways, there we have. I think Jade's most likely saying, "Don't tell me this snake wasn't the arrow from before." Yes, it was. As then we have Anne grabbing a snake, and she's like, "Let go!" And she pulls it off and throws it away. As the snake immediately goes towards Tanech, and she just starts to crawl around Tanech. And then Zlake, as then we have Jade like, "You okay, Isolde?" As then we have Isolde realizing what Tanech's magic is, like, that woman, she's a snake charmer, most likely a summoner, just like Chion. So yeah, I guess we get confirmation that Chion's a summoner and Tanech's a summoner as well. As then we have Anne be like, sorry, but I'm not afraid of snakes. As she goes there to swing at her? Weird, because I thought like that rapiers are supposed to be more like pincer weapons, right? Like, shouldn't the fight be more like, ha! Like, like more like advanced or something. But anyways, it doesn't matter because we spend 2 hours, well, kind of annoying Anne or like distracting her or something. I'm not really sure what the idea is. It kind of appears like, ah! As they have Anne like bending goes like, hey, quit it! As they are flocking all around her. As they have Isol be like, Anne! And she like look at her wound. Well, looking down, she sees like a bunch of spiders and ants and all that. It's like, no! As they see a bunch of butterflies as well around Jade. It's like, ah! As they have Jade be like, don't tell me! As then we have is Tanek setting her arms straight as we have an owl getting on her on it, and she's like, that's right, this is my magic power. It lets me take control of all small creatures within my range. Summon creature. I guess Derek's power is just control everything small. Now I'm not sure what the size of this is, since owls are a lot bigger than bugs and insects and arachnids, all that stuff, and snakes. I mean, snakes themselves I wouldn't really say are small. It's just that they're not really like the large. They don't fall into like the wolf style. So I was like, certain what animal is the limit here? Like, is it something like compared to human large? But regardless, we see a bunch of these animals there, and I'm kind of surprised. This is which again I feel like this confirms that Tam must have some magic items because I don't see how effective she would be like on her own with only this. I mean, this is a good infiltration type of deal, like, oh, we need one for espionage while McDub does the killing parts. But I don't see how like this they would have her go on her own against someone. I mean, I guess maybe that's what she was sent to go against the group that has no Knight of the Apocalypse because she would actually have a chance against them. Although it's kind of funny how there's some arguments about uh, Isola being somewhere below low amendment or something like that because of the damaging Malevolent's tail, but now she's losing to little animals. Anyways, then we see Isolde falling down. She's like, ah! And she's like, Isolde! And then he's also saying, I'm getting dizzy. As Anne is going back, as Anne's like, it was a poisonous snake. Let's get Euthanasians or Percival because they're the healers. And I believe, yeah, and Trishan did say that he cannot heal. So then we have, he's so shocked with something, because then we see Jay like putting her on his back and carrying her, which, considering the size we were dealing with a few pounds ago, it really is a big feat because again, Isolde is giant. Well, not giant, but she's comparatively to a human, she's ginormous, especially compared to like the rest. It's just like hold on tight for now, retreat. So yeah, they even acknowledge like let's get out of here. It's even kind of bashful because he realizes what this is implying. I mean, generally speaking, it does seem like Isolde would probably boobs would probably be clinging to Jade's back of his hat. But then we have Tenek speaking very confidently, and weirdly enough, this is kind of giving me the idea that like, she's a younger girl that's trying to act all grown up and mature kind of deal. No, I don't know why. That's just kind of the impression I'm getting in this panel. As in text, she says, "These guys and I share our senses of sight, hearing, and smell. No matter what path or shadow you slink off, we will find you." So yeah, I get espionage. I can see why she would be very useful. But because she mentioned that there's a shared senses, we have Jay who has magic who literally does deal with that. We have Jay getting a badass moment, another one, as he's like, "So you're saying if you can't see anything, they'll lose their sense of sight, right?" And then we have the Jay using that black orb as it covers Terex. Sounds like, wait, what? And then we see how it looks outside. As we have that, be like, my eyes, girl, where'd you go? And she's like tries to like swing around, like, where am I? Because of the shock, because we even see like some of the we see the snake leaving, and I guess that's there, and we see some of the owls also kind of leaving, or more like they're acting without knowing where to go. They're just kind of randomly walking around, just like Tenek is. And then we have all of them like be like, no, right. And then we have Anne and Jade and Isolde retreating. I personally feel like you could have had Jade retreating and then have Anne, go for a strike at least, since, this would be a very good opportunity. Now she's completely confused to knock her out, but again, plot has to happen. And then while we have that, we also have Isolde using her mace. She hits two grounds, and then we have is Tenek, who now reminds me of a villainess in Marvel, that has like just a dome around her head. And Tenek's like, dumbass, what do you think would happen just by beating a few of them? Because again, like there were animals who rely on sight are not out, but animals who don't rely on sight, like bugs, are kind of fine. And she's just like, "What? You thought this would keep me from moving? Some creatures move just by hearing and smell, you know." So I guess she's just using those ones. And then she walks, but unfortunately, magic creatures do not see magic. Although, to be fair, I'm not certain if she would be able to see it. Like, I mean, there's like one of those two people actually see it. If it's not in the world, as she sees don't sees a trap, as then we have her walk into the things that I saw set up earlier, as then we have her with her trigger up lover's mind. She gets blown up, this scene up in the air, as I guess that also kills a few of her bugs, as she falls to the ground, as like ah, as she's on the ground again, showing her panties, as they were thinking to herself, which fine enough, she seems to be a bit more covered in darkness than before because we actually see her knee there. It's like, goddamn brats! Maybe that's why she should have wear armor instead of just being, casual. Which now I do wonder if she has more bugs that she can summon. She's just gonna like have to sit there and wait. Again, it's not really been explained what Jade's magic is. I guess this is gonna kind of explain if it's a timer or does Jade have to like actively cancel it. Which that point is gonna be a very big problem for Deneth if she's unable to do anything with it. Oh, to be fair, she's a long way character, so as long as she has like bugs maybe monitoring her and she can just fire from the air or something. Anyways, then we cut to the Percival's group battling against Macduff or Macbuff. As they see some of the torches and people walk in as they're completely oblivious to it. As then we have Donnie using his uh, power, but Macbuff immediately dodges it, grabs him by the arm, and and then hits him with his knees, breaking it. Then we have Nazians going there for like a few more pincer maneuvers, like Anshoot, or maybe it's supposed to be like a swing attack. I mean, to be fair, but Nazians does actually have, I believe, a lance like, well, a Greyfear like blade knife, and then a more like a regular, well, machete, I would say. And I think he goes with a machete this time. But yeah, anyways, as then we see die on the ground with a broken arm, but then Nazis goes for strikes, but Buff dodges all of them, grabs Nazians by the face and slams him into a wall. No sound effect because of Buff's magic power, which is kind of funny that he has a exclusively espionage focused power, but he's actually, built to take opponents down. Then we have Chion going for a swing, but Buff just blocks it like this, as he then just kicks not Chion into the stomach, following some karma, and then we have Chion splaying blood out. As then we have Chion falling down, and then Buff is like, oh, wait a minute. And then you see Min Percival as he dodges away, as then he sees Percival healing Nazians, Donnie, and Chion, as we have Nazians and Donnie like, yes! Ha, you may be stronger than all of us, being us like a bunch of noobs, but virtue we can heal from all this. And then I'll be like, ugh. But are you thinking like, what is this magic? Or he's like, I can be able to heal by this. As then we have Macbuff's eyes kind of look like they're going back into the back of his hat. He's like, I realize, I know what's going on here. As then he just jumps around in the back behind Percival, grabs Percival by the neck, I guess, and the hat or the helmet, more likely. And then then they all turn around. He's like, oh no, oh no. And then Percival tries to break out of it, which I guess Macbuff is showing all the Arc Talismans combined. As then he snaps Percival's neck, as we have Percival die again. Kind of abrupt, in all honesty, and quick. As then we have him drop Percival to his corpse onto the ground, as we see that due to Tokaba being ill, currently, we have very lackluster, well, art, more just like you get the characters, but no real not barely any kind of details on it. It'll be fixed in the volume releases, but I do hope this means there's gonna be no chapter this week. And from what I've seen so far, it doesn't seem like there's gonna be, which is a good thing, but we'll see. As then we have Dolph now he's starting, he sees he's in the air as Donnie is using his telekinesis since that gave an opening. As they have Donnie throwing him like doorknob, and then we have Macbuff like bouncing into one wall, hitting the other wall, and just kind of going over the one there. I'm assuming there's a bit more of a distance, but that's the distance we are going with right now. I'm assuming it's gonna be basically nothing because again, Macbuff seems to be stronger than all of the Dark Talismans, and there seems to be like less being thrown than Dornoch. Anyways, now with characters finally being able to talk, we have Donnie being Amir like Percival, Civil, and then Najee being like, our sounds and voices are back. So it was sound erasing magic with that man at the center. So yeah, he's now analyzing the show, saying it was a stealth type magic, so of course not a single festival goer would notice we were fighting. But I didn't expect him to spot and take out our healer in an instant. I mean, to be fair, Percival is a pretty, over the top appearance when it comes to healing. But still, they have Nazians and Donnie both came to Percival as they're like, you gotta wake up! But breathe, Percival! As Chion just looks at him with like empty eyes, like, it's over. And then Chion just being like, just give it up. His neck is broken. He's already dead. Yeah, guess what, Chion? That has happened like, what, 3 times up to this point in the story? Percival being that at this point is kind of like just how long until he comes back more than anything else. As if it's like a face of, legitimately speaking, it's a very sad face where we do see Percival's snap neck and he's like, ugh. As then we have the Donnie just screaming at Cheon, and I honestly feel like at this point, Donnie should punch Cheon. As Donnie's like, you bastard! Is that any way to talk about a comrade? As David Cheon just saying, all I did was calmly point out what I saw. Yeah, but you're saying the most like unsympathetic way possible, you bastard. And then Ozzy just saying, it's thanks to his magic that we are still alive. So yeah, but like, dude, you have to at least acknowledge his magic abilities and all. And then Chion just be like, if you want to be sentimental, be my guest. Funny thing is, I could honestly see Chion being sentimental, probably extremely over the top, if Tristan was doing that. But for some reason, Chion here is just acting this way. But now we have Chion just be like, but in the end, I'm just saying, he was the kind of a human who died in an alley like this. If he hadn't been propped up as a knight of prophecy, he would have lived longer. And now I think we have officially reached the point where it's no longer comedy relief from Chion, or just being a scumbag. Now he's just straight up, when will characters finally stop punching him? And looking at Nazian's and Donnie's face right now, you can see that the next one who dies, it's Chion. And not by the enemy, by their hands. So yeah, as then we have end of chapter narrations, we have Nern saying, Percival has died, without him the Knight of Chaos make dove, or make above. As then Nern is saying, Chion's icy calm words pierce their hearts, not even piercing their hearts, just like being a douchebag. As we have the next chapter to be continued, chapter 97, titled Requiem Ever Ring. So I guess either Percival is not gonna come back next chapter, or he's going to come back at the end of it, or it's just gonna be like some kind of big sentimental thing or something. I don't really know. Oh, I'm not. Although I could see this being now where Donnie just straight up punches Chion so badly that Chion's literally fades. Like it's one punch KO kind of deal. It's like make Guy Gardner versus Batman like a one punch boom. So I do kind of feel like that's kind of common because like at this point, Shion does deserve it. Like I was kind of complaining about why does no one at least do anything. Like literally the greatest consequences that Shion got from trying to basically murder or not care about the Night policy is his back of his hat was set up a little bit ablaze by Gawain. But here it's like we are reaching the limit. It's kind of like this is the limit here. So yeah. So chapter kind of an abrupt ending, but I get it. Like I feel like the comic probably couldn't like really give a more dynamic fight. I think this chapter does have less panels, so I get why, but still, it's kind of abrupt. Like you can't help it. And to be fair, the comic is the type of what has like changed panels before for volume releases. Like I think it was during the Melgalon battle where he had like a completely different he had a different sequence to a completely different panel for Patricia ripping Malaska's head off and destroying it. And I think there was some other changes, but needless to say, I could totally see a few pages being added in the volume release, which fair enough. I think the cover has actually already been revealed, but still, I'm gonna say that's what's going on here. We're gonna see, like I said, I'm gonna say it's gonna be more focused on that Caps coming back together a bit with maybe some Church of His Alone Day focus on it. But yeah, this is a decent battle chapter. So anyways, I hope you like this chapter reaction. I hope you leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more videos in the future. And with that said, I cannot wait to see all of you mortals next time. Goodbye.